We good?
Go.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We had planned to do reorganization at the end of the meeting, but since we have a board here available, let me suggest then that we start by reorganizing the board, and I'll entertain a motion for chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
I make a motion to nominate Jeff Bennett chairman in absentia.
I second that.
A motion made and seconded to nominate Jeff Bennett chairman of the board in absentia. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the roll. Mr. Morrison?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett, congratulations, you're chairman in absentia.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome very much.
Now hurry up and get home.
Yeah.
As chairman, Jeff, we'll let you last as long as you or the batteries can last. You're in absentia, but you're at this meeting remotely, so you can take it from here. If you would like to entertain a motion for a vice chairman and a clerk, it would be time.
Mr. Ritter, I would like to nominate Mr. Ken Robinson as Vice Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, please.
I will second that.
That motion made and seconded to make Mr. Robinson the vice chair. Any discussion? Hearing none. Let's call the roll. Mr. Morrison?
Yes.
Ms. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson, you can vote if you would like.
Yes.
The vice chair. You're the vice chair of the Board of Selectmen. Last but no means least, we need a we need a motion for clerk of the Board of Selectmen. I explained to Mr. Morrison the high duty of office responsible with this position earlier today, but we need a motion for clerk to the Board of Selectmen. That leaves it a very limited possible audience. So I'll hear a motion.
I make a motion to nominate Doug Morrison as clerk.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. Mr. Morrison? You can abstain?
I'll abstain, yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Ms. Farrell?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations, Doug Morrison is the clerk of the board.
Mr. Ritter,
Yes, Mr. Bennett. Chairman Bennett.
according to the remote participation law, a chairman or acting chairman needs to be physically present at the meeting. So as Mr. Robinson is the vice chairman, he would assume the acting chairman role, and I would motion to turn the meeting over to him.
Procedurally correct, Mr. Bennett. I think that's a fact. We should have the chair, the local chairman, in this case the vice chairman, run the meeting for us. And that means you can stand by as long as your eyes will stay open or sign off at any time. It's up to you.
I'm going to try to stay on as long as I can.
Okay.
I think we should let him know there's been some agenda changes. So that Jeff knows and the public knows.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Oh, all right. So there are going to be a few agenda changes to the posted agenda. We've already made one, which is the reorganization. One is an appointment under new business. a resignation under new business. There'll be 2 appointments for negotiations subcommittee. And we may want to deal with a resignation out of order now.
Okay.
Okay.
I have, let's pass that down to the acting chairman, a letter of resignation from Virginia Wilder. She has this afternoon resigned from the Board of Selectmen.
I'll accept a motion that we accept them.
I'll make that motion if you read it.
I'll read it,
Yeah,
okay.
read it so that it's in the record.
Okay. It's to Jeff Ritter, Julie Farrell, Ken Robinson, Doug Morrison, and Jeff Bennett. Excuse me. Please consider this my resignation from the Board of Selectmen. It was my intention to be a part of a board that would helping to heal the town and allow it to move on. Since I have been here, I have been spit at, cursed at, had chairs thrown at me, and been the subject of lies and ridicule. I have been threatened, and my family is now becoming the topic of conversation. I have been harassed. I have had people follow me around town so they can report to the blog where I am and what I am doing. People park in front of my house, and when I go out, they speed away. With all of this, I have stayed and not returned any negative commentary to any of the people who have done these things to me. Mr. Bennett has pushed this over the edge. He calls me stupid online and tells the world that if I allow a change in the agenda that he will file an open meeting law violation against me. I am not afraid of that because I have not violated, nor would I have violated the open meeting law or any other. If these people had ever taken the opportunity to find out who I am, they would know that I am not someone who would willfully break any kind of laws or regulations. Things that I say in public are being twisted to become something else. You win, big man, you have bullied me to the max. There will be those of you that will revel in the fact that you have driven me away. There are also many good people in this town that have supported me and thanked me for my contribution. I thank them for that support. The Board of Selectmen appears to be going in directions that I do not wish to be a part of. It is with great consideration and a heavy heart that I submit this as my resignation from the board. Virginia C. Wilder, dated May 13th, 2013 at 1:36 p.m.
So I made a motion to accept the resignation of Virginia Wilder. I think it needs a second.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Vote, Doug?
Yes.
Virginia? Julie? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Jeff?
Mr. Bennett?
Hi, do you have a vote on the, there's been a motion and a second to accept the resignation of Virginia Wilder from the Board of Selectmen?
No. I wish Virginia would reconsider.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Shall we move on? And by the way, at any time you want to fill some time, I have announcements, a few small items that we can take.
Sure.
But, Capital Improvement Committee, you want to bring it now, guys? Yeah?
Go ahead. I have
Okay.
no idea why I'm here.
I think they're gonna,
Traffic patterns. What?
I don't know.
Virginia was gonna,
Oh, Virginia was leading the charge on this one?
she must have been.
Okay,
I realize was requested to be here in regards to the traffic patterns on the common, but I have no records or data in regard to what they are. I thought we were gonna review them.
Right, I thought the Common Improvement Committee would be present tonight. You are here.
It is.
okay.
We were put on the agenda by Mrs. Wilder. She came to one of our meetings, said, "I'd like you to come to our selectmen meeting on the, 13th?" So I said, okay.
Well, I can certainly speak to the general question at issue here, and I guess we'll have to have you back for a formal proposal when it's drawn, et cetera, et cetera. But this is about changing the traffic patterns on the common.
Yeah.
There've been some, I guess it's fair enough that public information should be out there.
Right.
There is a discussion that has begun in town. It is a discussion. It is not a finding. It's not conclusive. But with the re-engineering of Baldwinville Road in the Templeton Common area, it causes some changes in traffic patterns in and around the Common. For instance, the traffic now coming right out at a 90-degree angle to Route 2A, Patriots Road, should it continue across Wellington Street. And Route 101, which has been refinished right up to the edge of the Common, but wasn't completed because the turning radius at the intersection of 101 and 2A does not meet state standards. So that project was left incomplete 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when that road was done. There have been a lot of discussions, and there was some preliminary drawings, I guess you could call them drawings, done through the planning board. I don't think the Templeton Common Improvement Committee was involved at that time, or maybe you were. But the concept is this, it's a conceptual idea, again, we'll bring back drawings at a later date, is to abandon that part of South Street that goes across the Common near the gazebo. That roadway would be abandoned and it would become grass. The World War I monument, nicely rehabilitated last year, would have to be moved back into that area of grassy space just created, and South Street and Dudley Road would be brought to a single T at 90 degrees to Route 2A. So you would reconfigure the road surface there to bring those two roads out to Route 2A at a 90-degree angle with appropriate sight lines and appropriate radiuses. And traffic coming on South Road would have to execute a approximately 90-degree turn out to the Common and then continue on 2A and or Baldwinville Road further down. Traffic coming south on Baldwinville Road would cross 2A, go one way on Wellington across the front of the church and on down 101. It's a conceptual piece, there is work to be done, there's engineering to be done, but it would have the benefit of expanding the size and the amount of open grassy space on the Common. It would improve sight lines and improve safety in those intersections. It would allow large tractor trailers to not have to drive over the, there's no curb there right now, but they're driving onto the surface of the Common on the northwest side of Route 2A. So for a point of discussion, there has been some drawings done, there have been some studies done. Bob's holding up some drawings, preliminary drawings. And I think perhaps the reason Virginia Wilder wanted this brought before the community and before the board was simply to make you aware and to get a sense, perhaps from the police chief and the fire chief, whether this was worthy of spending any more time, energy, and of course, ultimately planning money on pursuing.
One other thing. Thank you, Mr. Ritter. I couldn't have said it better myself.
And I only attended one meeting.
I'd like, I have some handouts here. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the two new selectmen to the board. We look forward to working with the committee, the entire board, on this project, Templeton Center Common project. But if you wish, I can give you a brief history of how this all came about, but I don't think it's really pertinent at this point. But this handout may be interesting. We recently had a meeting, Mr. Ritter was at the meeting, with MRPC Transportation Specialist, Montechusett Regional Planning Commission, and the Common Improvement Committee. And we reviewed the document that was done by MRPC, the master plan for the Templeton Common. It was specific master plan for the Templeton Common only. I have a couple more if anybody wants them.
Excuse me, Rob, the assessment office have them?
So in reviewing that work done by MRPC in January 2010, the Common Improvement Committee selected the 3 most offensive intersections in Templeton Center, hoping that we would be able to at least cure those or improve those. During that meeting, MRPC folks suggested that we not only look at their suggestions, but that we come up with one of our own. And that's the large sheet you have in front of you. What I did is I drew it on a survey map. The survey map is to scale. However, the small drawings and colored drawings are not to scale. It may not be perfectly clear what's represented here. The red border around the outside of the green patches represent the granite curbing around the whole perimeter of all the common green areas. And the red represents red concrete stamped to look like brick, to represent brick. I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit here. I should have been reading this list of the potential improvements. Street and parking improvements as selected from the Common Master Plan is prepared by MRPC. The improvements, granite curbing surrounding the entire perimeter of each segment of the Common after removing unwanted sidewalks and streets. Stamped concrete to resemble red brick sidewalks also around the perimeter of each segment, just inside the granite. Remove overhead wires and telephone poles and bury all wiring. I should point out here that the light department is working with us on this. They have agreed to remove the telephone poles and wires in front of the country store and install some period lighting. About $38,000 worth of work. But there are some holdups. Verizon's got wires on those poles, and we've got to somehow convince Verizon to work with us as well. Remove and replace dead and dying trees, relocate crosswalks as appropriate, delineate Fire Station Drive from Common by placing granite bollards at close intervals across the south end of the grass area just inside the concrete sidewalk. What's that saying is if you were in the fire station looking north, at the far edge of the driveway across the fire station, there would be a row of granite bollards to kind of keep the fire trucks off the grass. Provide parking for the fire department and public parking at west end of the fire station. On the south road end of the fire station, there's a sizable area that could very easily be parking, both public parking and fire station parking. It would just mean maybe taking a tree down, maybe not. But at least blacktopping that surface and painting some lines on it, making it usable. Widen Boynton Street, that's not included in this. That's something that will probably have to be done in-house, is widen Boynton Street, add curbing, rebuild sidewalk, and make it a one-way street. As part of the work that's going on right now with Baldwinville Road, the Common Improvement Committee was able to talk with the engineers that did the work on Baldwinville Road during the 75% design stage for that project. And we requested, there were 4 connections from Baldwinville Road to Boynton Street. We requested that they eliminate the 2 middle ones. So now we have 1 inlet and 1 outlet, make it a one-way street. We're proposing one-way north. So you would enter off a 2-way and exit onto Baldwinville. Install period style lighting, I already talked about that. improve drainage, correct erosion, grade, loam, and seed as necessary. So that's where we stand. Now, the other handout here, this was given to us by MRPC transportation people. And the only thing that's really significant on those 3 pages is item 1 on page 3. In summary, to get a project constructed, a community should meet with the district office of the Mass DOT Highway Division to review and discuss the potential project. The district office can provide the community with information and feedback about the possible project scope, cost, issues, etc. That's where we are today. Our next step is going to be to contact DOT. And we can do this and have them come in and analyze what we're looking at, perhaps give us more suggestions or improve what we already have. We should be able to do that with no cost to the town. However, I talked briefly with Mr. Ritter a while back, I hope he remembers this, so that there may well be some Chapter 90 money available if we need to hire an engineer, and obviously at some point we will need to hire an engineer. So that's pretty much where it stands, very brief. If anybody's got any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. I do have a couple more handouts here of the drawings if anybody wants them. Excuse me. The committee has a meeting on the 22nd. It's either 6:30 or 7 o'clock in this room. So if anyone would like to come to that meeting to discuss what you're seeing here, certainly welcome. It's an open meeting, and we'd like to have it.
Is this information available electronically?
The only thing that's available, electronically is the master plan from MRPC, this entire document, and it's an excellent document. The planning board and the Common Improvement Committee contracted with MRPC to generate that document, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And it was only $12,000. They did a lot of work for $12,000. It was a very good buy. So that is available, and I can get copies if anybody wants them.
Are there any other questions that anyone would like to ask at this time?
I just have a quick question, and I don't know if you can answer this.
I knew you would.
No, I remember seeing the plans for what they're doing on Baldwinville Road, and they're gonna do away with one of the, you know how you come down from Baldwinville onto 2A, from Baldwinville Road onto 2A, and if you've got any kind of a big truck that you can't see good, you take a little road to the right, even though you're swinging left, and then there's the other one. I was told they're gonna do, that there won't be that island there anymore, there will only be one road down onto 2A from Baldwinville Road, is that correct?
That's correct.
That is correct, okay,
Okay, that answer your question?
yeah, thank you.
That's the primary reason for the changes between Dudley and Patriots Road. It's because trailer trucks cannot go east on Patriots Road
Right,
without driving on the lawn. And they can't even use the existing little road that goes in front of the gazebo, because when they get to Patriots Road, they can't see to the right. So it's got to change anyway.
Can I ask?
This change is going to be, it's going to become very important when the end of Baldwinville Road is done, because it's just going to put that much more pressure on this conglomeration that we have there in the village. So we need to do something as fast as possible. And the governor's saying he's putting some money away for the small towns to do this kind of thing. So let's hope the governor is not teasing us.
There was talk about making South Road one-way using Wellington. Did that go down the tubes?
That was way, way back, Beverly, and we've dropped that plan. The only one way that we're talking about right now is Boynton Street, one way going north. If you're going north on Wellington, when you approach Dudley, there's a small island there. You want to make one side of that island one way. So if you want to go west on Dudley, you have to go around that little island and then down Dudley, down the hill.
Having that little parking spot near the fire station may help, because it's really tough there at the country store with all the businesses now. A
Well,
lot of traffic.
That's right, and it's dangerous.
Yep.
Trailer trucks have to use both lanes of both roads in order to navigate that turn. And it's right in front of the country store where there's kids running in and out. Next door to the country store is an ice cream barn, next to that is a playground, and next to that is a school. So it's a really dangerous situation. And we have an unnecessary 9-foot sidewalk at that intersection. So we can take 5 feet of that sidewalk and make the road a hell of a lot wider, you know?
Good job.
Thank you.
Bob, best case scenario, what's the time frame for lining it all up, best case?
I would say probably 3 years.
Are there any more questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate the introduction.
It looks like we have a little time before our public hearing. So, Mr. Ritter, if you have some items.
Let's see, we have to do some appointments. First of all, an announcement from Athol Agricultural Commission, Templeton Board of Selectmen. This is a public announcement. Athol Agricultural Commission would like to formally invite you to our USDA Farm to School Forum, which will be held on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2013, 6 to 8 p.m. at Athol High School cafeteria. That evening's presentation walks you through a USDA Farm to School grant program that the Athol Agricultural Commission recently voted to pursue. The Farm to School grant is an initiative of USDA to connect farms with schools to provide quality local foods to area students. We know the importance of providing students with great quality, nutritious, local foods. The Farm to School grant is a great way to help get started. The grant gives opportunities to students to learn where their food comes from, how it's produced, and provides funding for trips to local farms, assisting in the creation of farming and gardening programs. It's open to the entire North Quabbin region. They're also going to be asking superintendent, school committee members, select board members, cafeteria employees, farmers, any interested parties to attend this important informational forum. And there's a name, Renee Lapointe, and contact info here for anyone who is interested. So we'll make it part of the record. We will post it on the town website, and again, remind you perhaps next week that this forum will occur May 22nd, 2013, 6 p.m. at the Athol High School cafeteria. How are we going to do the appointment? I look to my appointment guru here.
July 1st.
If we just read this and make a motion to accept and today for June 30th, to appoint to the Communications Commission.
This is dated May 1st, directed to the Templeton Board of Selectmen. Honorable Select Board, at our recent meeting, the members of the Communications Commission discussed filling a vacancy. We would like to appoint Brian Rosengren to the commission to replace the unexpired term of Randy Brown. Your consideration and immediate action would be greatly appreciated. Sincerely, Larry Bankowski, Chairman. At this time, I'll accept a motion.
I make a motion to appoint Brian Rosengren to the commission to replace the unexpired term of Randy Brown.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. We'll vote. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion carries. I have another announcement, reminder from, I think, a week or two ago about the 39th Annual Templeton Arts and Crafts Festival. They're looking for volunteers. And Darlene LeClaire, phone number here, is desperate for adult help to run this year's Arts and Crafts Festival. And they need people to step up for a few hours the third week of August. And if we can't muster enough volunteers Darlene has said she just won't be able to continue to do this. We really need to generate a whole new layer of interest and some younger folks to be interested in keeping the Arts and Crafts Festival alive in Templeton, or this may in fact be the last year of the festival. Again, that's noted, and we'll make sure that it's publicly announced a couple of times. We have received another letter of resignation. I'll let you read it into the record from Eileen Clarkson at the Council on Aging.
A letter dated May 8th, 2013, letter of resignation, to whom it may concern. Please find with great regret that I am resigning my position as Templeton's Council on Aging Director. I believe that I have brought Templeton to new heights with the resources, implementation of programs and services, and updates to office space and the work of obtaining a new senior center. I am willing to provide assistance during the interim to ensure that payroll and billing are completed in a timely manner and take care of other issues that may arise at a negotiable rate and hours. I have accepted the position at the Gardner Council of Aging as Director with a start date of May 28th. I have found this to be a truly learning experience and have enjoyed the folks that I have worked with and wish them all much success, along with finishing of the new senior center, a much-needed building. My last day of work will be May 22nd, with using my last personal day on the 23rd and my last vacation day on the 24th. I will be available for questions or follow-up on the running of the center or any of the warrants, billing, or other issues. Thank you for the opportunity of working in Templeton. Eileen Clarkson. At this time, I'll accept a motion.
I make a motion to accept the resignation of Eileen Clarkson, COA Director with regret.
Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
I will vote. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
And Doug?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Let's see, how much time do we have? 10 minutes? Oh, we've got plenty of time then. I wouldn't mind moving to old business or to announce a appointment that I'd like to make in the Board of Selectmen. Your choice, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman.
Sure. Would you like to start with the appointment?
Sure. Let me speak to this. As you may all remember, an administrative assistant in the Board of Selectmen's office resigned in December. We have been working extremely shorthanded for some close to 5 months now. We posted a position for an entry-level administrative assistant. We received 23 applications for that position. I interviewed 10 people. It was narrowed to actually 4 finalists, and then ultimately Virginia Wilder, Kate Meyer, and I sat with the 2 finalists and selected a candidate for this position. The candidate comes with an extraordinary background in legal support services, paralegal degree, and many years of paralegal work in local attorneys' offices. She's also experienced in office management generally, and the icing on the cake for me is she's a notary public. Not that that's important to the job, but it's certainly a nice little bonus to have. So I'd like to recommend that the board appoint Holly Young of Athol as an administrative assistant in the Board of Selectmen as soon as we can reasonably effort the paperwork and bring her aboard.
I'll accept a motion.
I make a motion to appoint Holly Young as administrative assistant in the Board of Selectmen office.
I'll second that.
We'll vote. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Let's see. I guess this is under old business. We have discussed for a considerable time changing the town's website. And we had a presentation, ultimately further discussion with, and I have here a license and service agreement from Virtual Town Hall in Maynard, Massachusetts, to provide website support and maintenance services on their platform. What I simply want the board to know is that the cost of this original contract is $4,600 to design, install, and maintain in the first year this website with an additional cost every year thereafter of $2,400. This is not inexpensive. It is, however, deemed a very appropriate expense to the town. They have an extraordinary breadth of support across the Commonwealth. And we want to go with this contract. I just need to bring it to the board's attention and then have a member of the board, in this case the vice chair of the board, agree to sign this services agreement. Point of information is that I have worked with the Communications Commission, and especially with Larry Bankowski, who's chair of the Templeton Communications Commission. He's noted on here that he has agreed in principle, and that the Communications Commission has agreed to provide some financial support to get us started. That's important, but more important is sort of the business ownership of this once it's up and running. There are 5 so-called master licenses that come with this engagement, and while the Board of Selectmen should have one, certainly, so that we can post anything anytime, it's important that the Communications Commission also have one, and they want to take a leadership role in being, perhaps, you might call it the business owner, the local business owner of this website, the town website. I've used the term town crier. This type of a function really is forward into the past. It's a 21st century vehicle to reinvent the 19th century vision of town crier. You can have multiple calendars. You can have the community calendar right next to the town's business calendar. You can have all manner of postings. You can even put up the church service times on this kind of a website. Virtually anything that the community might be interested in can be posted with very little effort to this website. So it provides a general community communication function that's appropriate to a small town in the 21st century. And with that, you don't need to execute it right now, but I simply need a signature on this license agreement.
So I don't have to make a motion?
Well,
The vice chair sign?
let's see, did we motioned, what did we motion at the last meeting when we took this up? Why don't you make a motion that we actually enter the contract? Because I don't think we actually motioned to enter the contract.
I'll make a motion that we enter a contract with Virtual Town Hall for town website with the vice chairman to sign.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that, but I do have a question.
Sure.
The first year, 4,600, is that including do we have to pay the 2,400 also for that first year?
No.
So the 46 is inclusive of the 24? Okay, thank you.
Is there any discussion, questions regarding virtual town hall? Okay, we'll vote. Joel?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
And Doug?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, so I will sign that then.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, that's all that I have for you this evening.
Okay, as we have 6 minutes to go.
I don't know if we could get the discussion
letter.
for the toll booth.
Oh, yeah, sure. Discuss them.
Yeah, are there people here for the toll booth? Okay. We might have to cut you off.
Got 4 minutes.
Okay.
Are you Stanley and Mary?
I'm Stanley.
Stanley.
This is Bridget, she was in town.
Okay.
She's one of our members.
Okay.
We've been doing voluntary toll booths. We've done six of them in Winchendon, 4 in Gardner, and we're doing a 3rd one in Barry. Every year we've collected at each toll booth over $1,500 each, which all the proceeds go directly to the American Cancer Society. We do have, everybody wears the safety vests so that everybody can see. This is how we set up our main toll booth. We have 3-foot cones, first and orange cones. We always taking, if there's emergency vehicles, we'll always wave vehicles through if necessary. Where we'd like to hold it is up at the center by the where the monument is,
Okay.
right there. And my wife also wanted to catch some other spot coming out of, on Boswellville Road. And, I guess this Dudley Road, so that we kind of catch everybody in the different directions. So everybody wears safety vests and everybody's,
And we make sure that no one under the age of 18 is in the road.
right.
We're proposing to do possible 4 spots. If we can't do 4, we would love to do any type of tow booth in Templeton. I am a resident here, I live on South Main Street in Templeton. There are a few people here who can attest to that. But this would be a great opportunity not for myself, but also to help those who do have cancer and support them. I'm trying to reach a goal of $800 and I'm only at $350, so this would help me reach my goal, so.
And our team so far, up to date, we've raised over $8,200.
Tom has a question.
Sure, Tom.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound like an ogre, and I appreciate your charitable work, and I try to be generous to charities myself. But these tolls are, to me, are getting to be too much. I think they're a traffic hazard and they're a safety hazard. I personally had some bad experience with them. I almost got rear-ended once, and I almost rear-ended somebody else at a different one. They do it in the fire department does it in Gardner, block the road, they're running around in the traffic. The Lions Club do it in Templeton, same thing. I've had this discussion with one of the Lions Club members. We definitely don't agree, but my personal experience with these roadblocks has been really negative, and you know, there are more and more people trying to do this, and I really think they're a traffic hazard and a safety hazard. That's just my opinion and my experience.
Also, before the toll booths, a good distance away, I do have signs up caution that there's a voluntary toll ahead, instead of just waiting until you get on top of us. I always make sure it's a good couple of 100 feet away so that people have advance notice that we're having a toll booth.
What charity is this for?
The Relay for Life.
The American
Relay
Cancer
for Life,
Society.
yeah.
Yes.
How you doing, I'm Chief Whitaker. So you're not a private charity yourself?
No,
Correct. You're just a private,
we're
just
just
individuals.
individuals.
I have a couple of concerns, and I'll express what has happened, what the board has done in the past and what the town has done in the past. First of all, your safety vests have to be yellow. Orange is no longer acceptable.
Okay, yellow.
Okay, if it's allowed, they have to be yellow.
Yellow.
The fluorescent yellow that everyone wears now, you see them on the road details and all that.
Okay.
It's a requirement of law.
All right.
It cannot be on a state road. It has to be a town road. We can't improve it on a state road. So you would have to show me, take a little map, show me where you want to be. It has to be very clearly marked and approved by me. You have to have some type of a safety plan. I can give you an idea of what that would be. And I caution the board, in the past, we have allowed certified nonprofits to do this. We have never allowed individuals to do this, and that's what you're allowing, and you maybe open up Pandora's box if you allow it. They are two individuals, you have no guarantee, other than their word, where that money might go.
Actually.
I'm not saying
I
I distrust you
understand
or
that.
anything, I'm just telling you the facts, okay?
No, that's definitely understandable, sir.
So I would use caution in regards to issuing a permit. But I would want to see a little more paperwork first.
Given the time, we're going to have to take this under advisement and discuss it and vote at the next meeting. But thank you very much for the information. And is this if you have any other literature or that you would like to leave with us?
My wife can take, if you want, the photos, just but we're taking, if
Sure.
need be, we're taking go with the yellow safety vests.
Okay.
To go
Okay.
for the bylaws.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
I'd like you to make an appointment and come in and see me, okay?
Yeah, that's the most likely one.
At this time, I would like to open the public hearing regarding Otter River Sportsman's Club to discuss and act on their one-day license. And could I have whoever?
I'm Don Torigny, I'm the president.
Oh, okay.
I'm responsible, this is the vice president, Randy Brown.
You have to clarify something.
Oh, sorry.
For the record.
The public hearing does not include the one-day licenses. That's after the public hearing closes, then we can talk about the one-day licenses. The public hearing is regarding the alteration of premises.
Okay.
And their underlying liquor license due to the alteration.
Gotcha.
So it's two actions then.
Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion to open the hearing for the alterations to the premises of Ottawa Sportsman's Club.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, yes.
Okay. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes?
And Doug?
Yes.
Motion carries, so we will open the public hearing. So the first matter that we'll discuss is the alteration in the underlying liquor license. That's correct.
Okay, I'm the president, for the sports was Donald Torigny. This is Randy Brown, our vice president. This is our bar manager, Max O'Malley. This is our building director, Ron Aaron, building chairman. So we are here because most of the people here know the place burnt down about 1.5 years ago, and we're applying for, well, we kept the license, now we're going for the alteration because we have a new building. We also would like to see at this point if we can expand our license for a whole complete ground. We've had contact with the ABC, and I'm sure Ron can speak up on this further. And they pretty much basically told us to go for it all. They're gonna come down and inspect it anyways, and at that point, they could tell us what we need to do here on out, if this could be possible.
I spoke with Mr. Ralph Sacramone, who is the director of the ABC in Boston, and he asked me to describe to him what it was, because we had some questions relative to the application process. And primarily, there was a question on there that said they wanted to know whether or not we had a right to occupy the building. He clarified for us that that meant a legal right, not an occupancy permit. In other words, a lot of liquor licenses are for buildings that are actually owned by another entity. In this particular case, we own our own building. So we called him up specifically for that, to get that clarified. In the process, we went through the entire application, and he asked me to describe what premises means. And I said, we have two bars that adjoin each other, one in the function hall, one in the members side. And he said, well, is that the only place you serve alcohol? I said, no, we also have a patio right outside the windows, and then we have a pavilion. And he said, you need to specifically say that when you meet with the selectmen, that it is for the entire premises. And he says, and then later, once they approve that, he says, I will send out my chief inspector, a fellow by the name of Ted Mahoney, and he will certify whether or not you're physically capable of controlling that type of sale and that type of license. And pretty simple, actually, once he explained it to us.
So you're asking to license the entire premises?
Yes, sir.
Outside as well as in the patio, the gazebo, and the entire area. Do you have a drawing of what that means, or would you provide some sketch? Doesn't have to be fancy, but just a hand-drawn sketch. And
We can, I don't
We can
think
supply
anyone's
you
have
with
it.
you're not gonna serve in the parking lot.
No,
Right,
no,
no,
that's
no,
No,
a good-
just
Right.
however you define that
Right,
space.
exactly.
that is correct.
Because that's what they'll want to inspect
Right,
when they come.
we're aware of that.
When he comes out, we will supply him with that as well, and we'll forward a copy of that to you folks for the record.
Now, if this is, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh, if this is successful, would you need to keep coming back to apply for one-day liquor licenses?
We're hoping not to. That's the
Okay.
point of
It would
this.
eliminate all of that rigmarole.
Paperwork?
We still come back for the entertainment at night, this
Right.
entertainment thing
Okay.
for the summer.
In our conversations, we discussed places like some of the big hotels. They have many function rooms that they're also serving in, but they only have one license. But when they applied for that license, they specifically gave them a blueprint indicating where they chose to serve alcohol. And some of them include patios and et cetera.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard from the ABCC? Did you get in touch with them
We spoke to him several times.
today?
Not
Max,
today.
when you-
I reached out to him, I haven't heard, they left him a message to call back, I haven't heard from him today.
Okay.
They wanted to make sure that we had made it through this
Yep.
meeting. If you folks granted this at the meeting, then he said, call us the very next day. He said, we know you folks are pressed for time. He says, I'll make sure one of my inspectors is out there ASAP.
I don't know if anyone else wants to speak.
Is there, would anybody else like to comment or have any questions before we vote? Oh, yes, Chief Whittemore.
I would just like to speak in favor of the club. They've run a very good outfit, and we've never had really any problems. So I would support them.
Thank you.
And I've been down there recently and been amazed at all the volunteer hours and the product of it, the alarm system and all the components that make up safety for fire in the building are exceptional. You guys have done a great job, and I would speak in favor of it.
Thank you very much.
Any other comment? Okay, this time I'll accept a motion.
I make a motion to approve the alteration of licensed premises for the Otter River Sportsman's Club.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that, yep.
Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. Doug?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Great, motion carries.
Thank you.
So I will close this public hearing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Phase 2.
At this time, I would like to, if I have a motion, call to order the second public hearing regarding the second.
No, there's
Oh,
no,
no.
this is,
Oh,
no,
this is
it's
not.
just a regular.
business item.
Oh, just a regular business item, never
Yeah,
mind.
regular business.
Okay.
To grant.
To grant.
Before I make a motion to grant the one-day liquor licenses for these specific dates, we usually waive the fee that the town charges for the nonprofits
Okay.
events. So I will make a motion in two parts, one for the nonprofits with the dates, and one for the for-profit, the one that they'd have to pay the fee on, okay? So, do you guys have this memorized?
That list?
Listen along. All right.
Max says, yeah.
I make a motion to approve a one-day liquor license, nonprofit, June 17th for the Red Hats, June 20th for the Pioneers, July 3rd, Templeton Fire Department, July 9th, AARP, July 20th, St. Martin's. That's it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I will vote. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
I will make a motion to approve one-day liquor licenses for for-profit events. June 1st, graduation party. June 9th, birthday party. June 15th, anniversary party. June 29th, anniversary party. July 6th, birthday party. July 13th, company outing. July 27th, birthday party. August 4th, Polish picnic. August 17th, company outing. August 24th through the 25th, annual car show.
And, do you need entertainment licenses on like 5 of those?
Yes.
Include entertainment licenses on them, unless you want to accept the motion.
Okay,
On the ones that say band.
and the ones that's in there. Okay. I would also include in my motion entertainment licenses for June 29th, July 6th, July 13th, August 4th,
June 1st.
oh, June 1st, sorry, missed one.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Okay, we'll vote. Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Could I add one more to that possibly?
which would be the 1st of September, Labor Day weekend to Sunday. I apologize for that, and mainly for the band. I'm hoping by then our new liquor license will take care of all of this, but mainly we have a band coming up that.
A band?
Yeah.
So that's just an entertainment license?
Right, and a liquor license too.
And
for
liquor,
September
okay.
1st, which is, it's a Sunday.
For profit?
For profit, correct.
Okay,
It's a
all right.
club annual bake.
All right. I will amend my motion to include September 1st for profit and entertainment.
Thank you.
Second?
Second.
Julie?
Yes.
Jeff?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
There's a motion and a second to add on September 1st, a one-day bar and band, entertainment and liquor license for profit. And we are taking a vote on that?
Yes. The phone kind of broke up a little,
Sorry about that.
but my vote is yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Done. Yes. Okay, motion carries. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you guys know Jeffrey's in Afghanistan. Right?
Police department.
Police department.
At this time, we'll discuss the police department appointments.
Okay, you want me to do it?
Sure.
Okay, annual appointments for the year for the police department. We have to do our, by contract and by state law, our appointments expire every 3 years, so they're all broken up. So if you have a list, I can read it if you would like, or is that your preference?
Sure, if you'd like.
Okay, police chief, 3-year appointment. Local licensing agent, police chief, 3-year appointment. Police officers, full-time, 3-year appointment, Sergeant Bennett. Patrolman Amadon, 2-year appointment. Patrolman Fagundes, 2-year appointment. Police officers, part-time, 1-year appointments. Patrolman Michael Ledoux, Patrolman Drew Duplessis, Patrolman James Trefiro, Patrolman Timothy Damaris, Patrolman Jason Hunt, and Patrolman Sean McConnell. Special police officer, Bruce Kilhart. Dispatches, 1-year appointment. Dispatches, 1-year appointment, Karen Hanula, Walter Fliss, Eric Baker, Sherry O'Donnell, Charlene Vancott, Shannon O'Brien. Dispatchers, part-time, 1-year appointment, Donna Sands, Julie Reset, Kevin Wood. Matrons, 1-year appointment, Donna Sands, Karen Hanula, Sherry O'Donnell, Julie Reset, Shannon O'Brien. Assistant liquor license agent, 2-year appointment, Sergeant Paul Schwartz. 911 coordinator, town liaison, Donna Sands, 1 year.